Welcome to this audiobook, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of human emotions. For far too long, emotions have been misunderstood, misinterpreted, or even dismissed as trivial. Yet the truth is, emotions are some of the most powerful forces shaping our lives. They guide our decisions, influence our relationships, and even affect our physical health. In this audiobook, we will explore 10 key truths about emotion, truths that will challenge your assumptions, expand your understanding, and give you the tools to navigate your feelings with clarity, strength, and insight. By the end of this audiobook, you will understand why emotions are not your enemies, why negative feelings are not a sign of weakness, and how to harness your emotional intelligence to lead a more fulfilling life. The first truth we often overlook is the long-term impact of emotional abuse. While physical abuse leaves visible scars, emotional abuse works silently, eating away at your self-confidence, self-worth, and sense of identity. Emotional abuse can take many forms: controlling behavior, constant criticism, belittling, threatening, or even subtle manipulations that leave you doubting yourself. Unlike physical wounds, these scars are invisible, but their impact can be just as severe, if not worse. Studies show that the long-term effects of emotional abuse can influence every aspect of a person's life, relationships, career, and mental health. The good news is, awareness and healing are possible. By recognizing emotional abuse and addressing its effects, we can reclaim control over our minds and our futures. Healing begins with acknowledging the pain, validating your feelings, and seeking help if needed. Therapy, journaling, and supported relationships can all serve as tools to rebuild your emotional foundation. Have you ever noticed that certain feelings stick with you long after the event that caused them has faded from memory? That's because emotions outlast the memories that created them. We carry these emotional imprints into our present, often projecting them onto new situations. This can manifest as irrational fears, anxiety, or recurring emotional reactions to seemingly unrelated events. If we don't address the root cause, our past continues to control our present. Understanding this truth empowers us to confront past experiences, process them fully, and release their hold on our current lives. Creative individuals often experience intense negative emotions, and this is not a coincidence. Research shows that the same regions of the brain, such as the right frontal cortex and amygdala, are activated during both emotional intensity and creative expression. This means that your feelings, even the painful ones, can be a source of inspiration and insight. Depression, sadness, or melancholy can sharpen your awareness, deepen your perspective, and fuel your creative output. Rather than seeing negative emotions as obstacles, consider them tools for self-expression and personal growth. Fear we often associate with danger or a desire to run away, but fear has another, less obvious side. It can also signify curiosity and interest. Fear has two faces, one that wants to flee and another that wants to investigate. When you feel afraid, it may indicate that something is capturing your attention, that there is an opportunity to learn, grow, or expand your experience. The next time you feel fear, pause and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? You might discover that fear is a guide rather than a warning sign. Many people believe that being happy all the time is the goal of life, but the truth is, health is having a full spectrum of emotions. Negative emotions, anger, sadness, disappointment, or frustration serve a purpose. They are signals that something in your environment or life requires attention. Suppressing them or avoiding them entirely can actually harm your mental and physical health. Instead of fearing negative emotions, Learn to listen to them. Ask what they are telling you and take action accordingly. Happiness is not the absence of pain, it is the ability to navigate life's emotional currents with awareness and resilience. Gut feelings are often dismissed as irrational, but research suggests they are far more powerful than we realize. The emotional oracle effect, studied at Columbia University, demonstrates that people who trust their emotions can often predict future outcomes with surprising accuracy. Why? Because emotions provide access to our subconscious mind, a vast repository of knowledge, intuition, and past experiences. By paying attention to your emotional responses, you can gain insight into potential risks, opportunities, and decisions before they fully manifest. Humans are social beings, and rejection, humiliation, or social exclusion can be more painful than physical injury. Our brains prioritize social pain because survival historically depended on belonging to a community or tribe. While a physical injury may heal, the memory of being socially excluded or humiliated can linger, influencing our self-esteem, relationships, and mental health. Understanding this helps us cultivate empathy for ourselves and others, and reminds us that social connections are vital to our well-being. Stress may be the most dangerous emotion, especially when it becomes chronic. Unlike fear or sadness, stress affects every part of your body, your heart, your immune system, and even your cognitive function. Relaxation is not a luxury, it is essential. Without managing stress, we risk serious health consequences, including heart disease, depression, and even a shortened lifespan. Incorporating daily stress management through meditation, deep breathing, nature walks, or mindfulness is critical for a healthy, long, and fulfilling life. While social media promises connection, it often delivers the opposite. Constant exposure to curated snapshots of other people's lives creates unrealistic expectations, anxiety, and emotional disconnection. We begin comparing our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reels. This comparison fuels negative emotions, envy, insecurity, and self-doubt. To maintain emotional health, prioritize real-world interactions, meaningful conversations, and authentic relationships over virtual validation. Finally, many of us try to avoid difficult emotions through distraction, substance use, or denial. But here's the truth: you cannot selectively numb emotion. When we numb sadness, anger, or fear, we also numb joy, gratitude, and love. Emotional avoidance may feel like relief in the short term, but in the long run, it diminishes the richness of life. The path to emotional mastery is not avoidance, it is awareness, acceptance, and conscious engagement with all your feelings. By fully experiencing your emotions, you gain the ability to respond intentionally rather than react impulsively. Emotions are not your enemies. They are messengers, guides, and tools for living a full and meaningful life. By understanding these truths, you have the knowledge to recognize and heal from emotional abuse, navigate negative emotions without fear, harness creativity through emotional insight, understand fear as a sign of interest, trust your intuition, manage stress, prioritize real connections, and embrace the full spectrum of human experience. Take this knowledge into your daily life. Observe your emotions, listen to them, and act consciously. In doing so, you will not only survive, but thrive, creating a life rich in meaning, connection, and authenticity. Thank you for listening. Your emotional journey is just beginning. Embrace it fully.